There you go. It says meeting is now streaming live on Facebook. You're live.
Let's see if we could share it.
All right, so we're live and everybody's in. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love to see everyone's face. So we're going to go ahead and get started. How many should I wait for some more guests to come on, guys? Or...
Well, it's up to you.
Okay, it is 7:03. That's usually my cue to get started. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to do the intro. So good evening and welcome to our Mind, Body, and Spirit Lifestyle Maintenance Women's Financial Health Seminar. I'm so glad you guys decided to join us today. My name is Donzella Smith, and I am an independent Jaffa skincare specialist. As a specialist, I help to inform, educate, and allow women to see the importance of self-care through my wellness services. Today, we will be sharing knowledge from different resources. Maintaining a well-balanced life is something that we all strive for, but we all constantly fall short. Ladies, you're in for a treat. Today, our focus is financial stress release. We are honored to have with us Ms. Rochelle Dickerson. She's the CEO of Arima Financial Solutions and Agency Marketing Director of American Classic Agency. She started in the financial industry in 1991, where she became the top ranking flagship agent at the Charles Scott organization.
Wow.
She left the financial arena for a little bit, but she recently returned to Stewart Financial Services and American Classic Agency with a renewed spirit to share her financial knowledge with women in all walks of life. She is also in the process of writing her book entitled From Welfare to Wealth Management. Wow, that's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. Mm-hmm. We're also honored to share the Zoom platform with Miss Barbara Brokovich. Barbara is the Senior Executive National Marketing Director of American Classic Agency. Barbara's background is in administrative, healthcare, and marketing. She began her career in financial services in 1994. She started with American Classic Agency in 1997. She is a 3-Diamond Classic Club income ring earner and has a personal commitment to mentoring women, both as agents in the financial services industry and financial security. She is also the co-founding member of Women, Wellness, and Wealth Conferences. She lives by 3 rules. Never say never. Expect the unexpected. And the only constant in life is change. Rochelle, Barbara, welcome. Thank you for coming to share your information. Thank you for taking the time to be with us, and we're excited to see what you have to say. With that, Rochelle.
Yes.
Start with you. Right. I have followed you on your live videos and postings on several social media platforms. You speak quite a bit about how people should invest into various accounts. You piqued my interest when you talked about a no money account. Can you explain the concept of a no money account?
Yes, ma'am, I would love to. Well, hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Where my ladies at here? Where my ladies? Woo, woo, Don't you love it when ladies get together? It's just such an energy, a sisterhood. I just want to hug all of you. Kisses. I love kisses. All right. I love it. I love it. Well, listen, I am going to share my screen and we are going to talk about the concept of a no money account. What is a no money account? Well, listen, I learned about this when I first entered the life insurance industry and savings industry. But at the time, I had no money. I mean, you know, sometimes it's hard to save money, right? But the concept of a no money account is a principle that will attract money and opportunity to you. I know you guys have heard of the laws of attraction, right? So if you have a wealth consciousness, it attracts wealth. If you have a poverty consciousness, it attracts poverty. The principle of the no money account is a mindset change that attracts wealth. So I'll start with that, okay? And I'm going to just show you the person who talked about this particular principle. So you guys know when you have something that's a principle, it's a law, like the law of gravity. If you go outside and you jump off your balcony, you're going to fall and hit the ground because it's the law of gravity, right? So this is a law of money, a law of prosperity, and it is a consciousness. It's called the no money account. This particular man, George S. Clayson, wrote a book called The Greatest Salesman in the World. And if you ever get this book, you're going to find that there is a spiritual line to this book. And it kind of guides you to who is the greatest salesman in the world. I'm not going to tell you who the greatest salesman in the world is. You're just going to have to get the book. But in this book, there's a wise person who comes to a city where everybody's struggling. They're having a famine, similar to what we're having right now. And the king asked the rich man to come in and teach everybody how to prosper. Okay, and in this book is called The Rich. Inside of this book, there's a little chapter called The Richest Man in Babylon. Okay, this is where the principle of the no money account comes from. I know I'm kind of jumping around here, I understand, but it says money is plentiful for those who understand simple laws that govern its acquisition. And this was George S. Clayson. Okay, no money account is when you take, every time you get $1, if you take 10 cents out of every dollar and set it aside in an account. Now, this account has to be separate from your checking account. It has to be something that you don't spend with your eyes, out of sight, out of mind, right? So you set aside 10 cents of every dollar into this account and you don't think about it and you don't touch it. So ladies, when that dress comes up, say you got a special function and you know you need a special dress for this special function, guess what? You have to tell yourself that you have no money. When the car breaks down, which is a little bit more difficult, a little bit more stressful, even though you have money in this no money account, you have to tell yourself you have no money. And what will happen is there'll be other opportunities that attract themselves to you. If there's an extreme emergency, depending on how extreme that emergency is, you might touch a little bit of it, but you don't touch it all. What you're doing here is financial discipline. You're disciplining yourself to save money and not touch it. You're getting control over money and emotional spending. So you're taking that emotional spending spirit and you're strangling it, okay? And you're putting it under subjection with this no money account, constantly saving and constantly disciplining yourself not to touch it. The goal for this count is to get 3 months worth of expenses saved into this account. Because once you get 3 months worth of expenses, you've actually conquered the habit of overspending, overcharging. You know how we have about 4 or 5, subscription accounts that we really don't even need. You know, you got maybe 4 or 5 cable channels. You know, you eat out one too many times and spend $20, you spend $5 over and over again on coffee. You stop doing that when you set up the no money account. Now, here's the consciousness. Until you get 3 months worth of savings in there, there needs to be a panic button on the inside of you that goes off. Oh my God, I need to do something to get myself together. You should feel a little bit of fear when you don't have money in the bank or you don't have at least 3 months worth of savings in the bank. Now, for some people, that might be a $50,000 threshold. If you don't have $50,000 in the bank, you feel a little intense. For some people, that might be $5,000. For some people, that might be $1,000. I would not recommend that it be less than $1,000. If you have less than $1,000 saved up, there should be a little anxiousness there, okay? And that is the consciousness. I got to put away money. I got to save, all right? The other consciousness is to think about money as seeds. Okay, money are seeds that you plant and you let them stay planted so that they can grow. All right, you don't go back and eat the seeds. Think about it. You might be a gardener. Some of you may be good at gardening things. If you plant daisies and you go back and eat the daisy seeds, will daisies grow? No. Money is the exact same way. You've got to plant it. You got to water it with interest. You got to put it on good soil, which is a place that you know you're going to get good. You're not going to lose your money. You're going to get good interest. Okay. And you got to sit it there. And you got to let the interest grow on your money. Wealthy people don't spend their principal. Wealthy people live off the interest of their money and don't touch the principal. We want to get to that point where we can live off passive income coming off of our savings. So here's another part of the principle. Put God first in your money. Now, some of you are like, God, who is that? What do you mean? Is this a Christian, Jewish thing? Not necessarily so. God is love. So when you put charity first, just like Oprah, why y'all think Oprah's so wealthy? Because she knows the principle of giving back to the community first. If you notice, wealthy people who are very, very wealthy, they have many charities that they give to first. So you put love, you put charity in your giving first. The Bible says, and the different biblical books say, give God 10% of every dime that you do first. After God comes you and your no money account. So a portion goes to charity and God first. Then the second portion you put in your no money account and forget about it. All right. There is a principle called pay yourself first, but guess what? You don't want to grow selfish. Putting God first or putting charity first works on your heart not to be selfish. You begin to put others before, and that good universal spirit that created everything is going to begin to trust you because he knows that you are going to give to others first, and then he'll multiply your income. And then you save for yourself and you become disciplined over your finances. Be your own bank. Think about how the banks work. If you have to go back and spend the money that's in your no money account, do what the banks do. Pay yourself back. Some of you have wiped out all of your savings because of the coronavirus, and you've gotten more income in, but you failed to pay yourself back. That was the biggest mistake. Now that you're hearing my voice, make a determination that you're going to start paying yourself back again. All right. So don't be like Spanky. Spanky found some money in his babysitter's safe. He didn't know what the money was, and he just started throwing money out the window. Never throw all of your money on a problem. Let's just say you're about to be evicted and you're going into the courts and you stand before the judge and you know that you got some money in your no money account, but it's not enough to pay off that rent. That's about 2-3 months worth of rent. But let's say you got $500 in your no money account. Do you go take the $500 and give it to the judge and that's all you got? No, you don't. Okay. You negotiate with the judge. Say, Judge, I can pay you X amount of dollars in X amount of time and blah, 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 blah. And guess what? When God is on your side, he'll work everything out for you where you don't have to spend out your no money account. So don't throw all your problems, all your money at a different problem. Trust God, budget, negotiate, and keep on saving. All right? When you spend all the money in your no money account, you are robbing your future self. Think about yourself at age 80. That woman does not want to go back to the job. That woman, her body is like, oh no, I just want to sit here, watch TV, and maybe go to a line dance class every now and then, or a chair exercise class, right? She want to do chair exercise and line dance. She don't want to go hit that 9 to 5. But every time you spend up the money in your no money account, you're taking money away from her. She's going to be poorer and poorer and poorer as you continue to spend your money. So don't rob your future self and pay yourself back. Now listen, we're going to talk about 3 different types of money personality. And guess what? Is that you? With all the shopping bags and you got the credit card in your hand. Now imagine this girl has no money. All her money is in credit. And she's been shopping and shopping and shopping. Are you a shopaholic? Well, you need to stop that, okay? This is an emotional spender, all right? This is a person that does not know how to delay the gratification. She got to have 50 different shoes, and she only got $50 in the bank. But she got $5,000 worth of shoes in her closet and $50 in the bank. She got a $2,000 hair weave and got $30 in the bank. Okay, think about that. Are you going to spend $200 to get your hair done and you don't even have $200 in the bank? You gotta stop that. Bad you. Okay? The next kind of person is a debt person. This person does not budget. This person goes up to the grocery store and swipes, hoping that there's money in there, knowing that it ain't no money in there. Ooh. And then you're looking at the grocery clerk like, well, come on now. You mean to tell me you did not count how much money you had in the bank before you went to the store? Come on now, stop that. You've got to put yourself on a budget. And my girlfriend, Barbara, is going to get everybody straight like a line. So I'm not even going to go there, but Barbara's going to handle y'all on that. Okay, so we want to change from being that kind of person to being investors, to being savers, right? To having a prosperity consciousness. All right. And we started by the no money account. When you become an investor, you get excited about seeing your money grow. I have a particular investment and I have it on my cell phone. And I took my son to Chick-fil-A and I showed him my cell phone. I said, look, Solomon, we earned $190 on our investments today. Solomon's like, yes. That's what I'm talking about. When you get those alerts that say you earned $10 today, you earned $100 today. That's what you get excited about instead of getting so excited about them shoes. And you have no money, getting so excited about that hair weave, and you have no money. Get excited about seeing money grow on top of your money. Switch that thing up. All right. So think about it. Just a quick review. Think about money as a seed. The more your money works for you, the less you have to work for your money. So guess what, y'all? Today I earned about $100 and I did not do nothing. I was at Chick-fil-A. My money went to work for me and earned some interest. Okay. And that's what you gotta do. Use money to create passive streams of income. Every dollar you plant must go to work for you. Now, I'm thinking about a girlfriend of mine. She's in a Pacific sales business, and that girl is rocking. She's making $14,000 to $20,000 a month. And my sister said to me, she said, I don't save money. I spend my money. I was like, girl, you're going to be working your whole life. Because if you don't save money, you can't keep working like that. You have got to set money aside and make it work for you. Because when you're 80 years old, you don't want to be selling, doing all that. Okay. So the second thing is, don't think about things that bear interest as a bill. Guess what? Your cash value life insurance, it's paying you 2, 4, 6% interest. That is money you're putting into something that even though you're not conscious of it, it is paying you interest. Tax exempt annuities pay you interest. Now, some of y'all have these 401ks and thrift savings plans. Guess what? You all are paying, y'all gonna pay 30 to 50% of that money back to Uncle Sam. Think about it. You have that money you putting into those plans, you are paying Uncle Sam and not yourself. Tax exempt. Roth is a tax exempt. Index universal life insurance tax exempt. There's some tax exempt codes that you don't have to pay all those taxes. Those bad boys pay you more money. Real estate, if the real estate is growing interest, if you can sell it for a profit, is interest. Now, some of y'all say, oh, my net worth is $250,000 because you're thinking about your house. Now, let me ask you something. Do you owe $250,000 in a loan on that house? Well, guess what? That is not an asset. If you're paying a loan, that's not an asset. It's only an asset when there's equity and when you can turn that bad boy into cash. Cryptocurrency, mutual funds, bonds grow like a daggone inchworm. They grow so slow. They slow, but they earn something. They earn maybe a penny, but you know, that's something. EFTs, never stop funding these types of accounts that earn interest. Don't think about them as bills, but think about them as passive income. And pay yourself back if you had to cash in and take some money out of these bad boys. I keep saying that. Okay. But Rochelle, what if I'm living paycheck to paycheck? How can I possibly save money? Well, the first thing you got to do is put yourself on a budget, right? Think about all of the waste. And again, Barbara's going to get into that with you. It is not how much, oh, this is a principle, y'all. Okay. It's not how much money you make that will help you be wealthy. It is how much you can keep saved and how much interest you can earn on top of the money. A person may only have $100 and they put it in the bank at 1%, by the time that money doubles, that person's going to be dead. But a person who has $100 and knows how to get 6%, 10%, 20% on that $100, that person's going to be rich quicker. So it's not necessarily how much you earn, but it's where you put it and the discipline not to touch it. All right. W. Clement Stone, one of the richest people in the entire world, said this: if you cannot save money, then the seeds of greatness are not inside of you. The seeds inside of you are overspending. The seeds inside of you are out of control. The seeds inside of you are filled with fear, living paycheck to paycheck without the ability to deny yourself the gratification. The seeds of success get in you by being able to deny the gratification and set money aside on a consistent basis and let it grow without spending it up. All right. My name is Richelle Dickinson. And I pray to God that you got at least 2 takeaways from this particular principle. I'm here to tell you that it has changed my life drastically and fast. All right. Love, kisses. Mwah! See you at the
Oh, man, Michelle, thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all those nuggets. Having 3 months of savings, 3 months of savings, at least 3 months of savings. Sometimes I think they say 6 months, but at least 3 months of savings to be available for when you have something unexpected happen to you. Plant your money, water it with interest, let it grow. Wow. And then you said, give your money first to charity, then to yourself. Then be your own bank and pay yourself back. That's something that we all, well, most of us don't do. We take the money from ourselves and we do not give it back to ourselves. And I love this one, don't rob your future self. Richelle, thank you for all those nuggets you gave. I hope you guys took notes because I know I did. And now, listen, Barbara, oh my goodness, I can't wait to see what you're going to say. You've been in the financial arena for quite a while, and in your travels around different conferences, I'm sure you have been asked over and over again, how can I manage my money better? Do you have any tips for us to, let us know what we can do in order to get that under control?
Thank you so much, Donzella. Thank you so much. Actually, yes. And I can speak, and thank you so much, Richelle, for putting together this presentation and this evening. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here to speak with all of you wonderful women. Some of you I've met before, some of you haven't met you, but it's a pleasure to be here and to speak about a subject that I'm very passionate about. And I lived it. I've done these principles and I use them on a daily basis. And as Richelle said, they are life-changing. They truly are life-changing. So I'm going to pull up some slides here.
You're muted. Barbara, you're muted.
Okay, I'm just going to ask everyone to make sure that they mute their lines. I'm hearing a little bit of background noise. I just want to share my screen here.
while that's coming up, be writing down any questions you guys may have for Rochelle and Barbara, because we're going to have question and answer session after they finish speaking. And I know you have tons of questions and comments you want to say to them. And I know I do. I know I do.
Okay, I'm just trying to share my screen here, Donzella,
Mhm.
and the screen that my Zoom screen is gone. Can you see me on the?
I see you.
Okay.
Mhm. We see you.
Just hang with me here for a second. I know it went somewhere.
Probably popped in behind something.
Can you see my screen now, Women in Planning for Wealth?
Not yet. You probably need to click on share. Sometimes I open it and then I forget to actually share it. Everyone looks so beautiful. I see the pretty faces up there. I need to see some live people. I see Sandra. That's a beautiful picture of you. And Caprice, am I pronouncing it correctly?
There we go. Found it.
Got it.
There we go, Barbara. We see you.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Mhm.
Can you see that now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. It's a pink screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We see your PowerPoint. So we go to the projector. We got you.
Okay, great. Okay, so this is some information, statistics that was done by a women's retirement initiative done by Teresa Hines Carey in 2005. And she's a Hispanic, and her retirement initiative survey was based on minority and Hispanic women. So, but this actual information is most powerful for all women, but it's only helpful if we take action. And as Rochelle had said earlier, the information is meaningless unless we take action. So I'm going to ask you to, write down things as we go through the presentation and the information of what changes that you want to make if you're not happy where you are in your particular financial life. So I advanced my screen. Donzella, did it advance?
Yes.
Okay. So here's what the retirement initiative came up with in women, and this is in 2005. And we're well aware of what's happened since 2005. We're probably worse. The numbers are probably worse now than they actually are at this point. But 18% of women said they knew a great deal about retirement planning, and the lack of knowledge was most acute among minority women. And 41% of women are worried they will live at or near poverty in retirement. Okay, if that resonates a chord with you, then you're in the right place. 80% of all Americans are concerned they will not have enough money to live on at retirement. That's 80% of Americans in general. That's a lot of people, and that number probably is a lot higher today. 71% and 59%, 71% of African Americans and 59% of Hispanics are very concerned. 57% say they have little or no money left after paying bills to save for retirement. Well, we already know that there's something wrong with that ideology, right? As Rochelle said, we've got to pay ourselves first, our no money account. You've got to pretend that you have no money. And most successful people, my brother used to say that to me all the time. I'd be spending money and I'd ask him for money. He said, I don't have any money. He really believed that he don't have money. He doesn't have money. So that's a great philosophy to adopt. Pretend you don't have money, but you've got to pay yourself first, because if you wait till after you pay your bills, there's never any money left. That's what robs our golden years and our retirement, our healthy retirements, financially healthy retirements. 50% believe there's no such thing as retirement if that means not having to work. But do what you want to do what you like to do. But there's enough people that believe they always are going to have to work. 1 out of 2 expect to take a full-time or part-time job after retiring to support themselves. And 60% of minority women report they will have to continue to work. Now, here's where it gets rough. 75% of women over age 75 and who live alone live in poverty with an income of less than $10,000 a year. How does that even happen? Well, women earn less and have less to save because, first of all, of caregiving responsibilities make women more likely to leave jobs or work part-time and forfeit pension benefits. And according to the US Census Bureau, over 82.5 million women were recorded for having a disability without any disability coverage. So we've got to make sure that we protect our income. Our ability to earn a living is of utmost importance that needs to be protected, because if you don't have money coming in, how are you going to save it in your no money account, right? So here's a big one, and I come across this so much now because I'm older, and I'm running into women that are realizing this. Women at age 80, 16% will be married, where men at age 80, 80% will be married. So women live longer, men die sooner. The problem is men don't think they're going to die. They think they're going to live forever. Their mind just doesn't go there, where women are more realists. So what happens now, the widows experience a significant decline in income. Why? Because 1 of the 2 Social Security benefits are gone. You know, while the man is alive, everything's all hunky-dory, but the man's not thinking about it. A lot of time the woman doesn't want it. The woman doesn't want to think about it. And then here we are, the damage is already done and you can't fix anything. So half the income is gone, 50% or the entire pension benefit is gone, whether if they chose option A or option B. So they're losing a lot of money when that one spouse dies and there's nothing to replace that income. But their daily living expenses stay about the same. Housing and utilities is the same, whether there's 1 or 2 people living in there. And in an average, 20% of older females' income is spent on medical expenses. And that's even higher now because we know what's happened to medical care is very, very expensive. So it's more than 20% these days. It's a grim picture. I agree. Now, and so I liked, they used to call me the Grim Reaper when we would do our wellness conferences, because this information, it hits to the heart and hits to the core of what the issue is. And we have to prepare for life's events. Your most valuable asset is your ability to earn an income. 45% of 40-year-olds and 80% of 20-year-olds will experience a disability during their working years that is going to last 90 days or more. My sister is right now in Pennsylvania with a broken leg, a double fracture, and she can't work for 90 days. So fortunately, she has short-term disability, but not everybody has that. A chronic or critical illness, a heart attack, stroke, cancer. At age 65, odds are 1 in 2 that you're going to require nursing home services for at least 2.5 years. We've got to prepare for these things, lady, because it happens. Untimely death. 60% of women don't own personal life insurance, and 45% of widows said their spouse didn't have life insurance or none at all. No insurance to protect them for when they were gone. And retirement. 50% of Americans have saved less than $50,000, and 15% have saved nothing towards retirement. Okay, I happen to think those numbers are a lot higher than that based on my experience. Now, I'm sharing with you right now a planning for the future retirement calculator. This is an action item here right now, ladies. Okay, this is going to tell you your financial health right now, and it's very simple. There's not any big money, Hewlett Packard calculators or anything like that. This is or any fancy retirement printout book. This is telling you where you are on your retirement path. And this is what opened my eyes and got me involved into financial services, specifically life insurance planning, which is the foundation of any solid financial plan. So this is what you do. How many years have you been working? So write down on your paper how many years you're working, whether it's 15, whether it's 20, whether it's 30, whatever that number is. Write down how many years you've been working, and then come up with an average annual income over that time period. So maybe it's 20,000, maybe it's 50,000. Just come up with an average, approximate, of what you think your average annual income was over your working life so far. Then you multiply those two. A multiplied by B equals your total lifetime earnings. So that's your ability to earn an income. Look at that. Look at that asset. Look at how much money you made in your working life. And when I looked at that, and when I was in my 30s, I was astonished at how much money I had made in my working life. I'm like, wow. Now comes the big question: how much of this have you actually saved? How much of you can you put your hands on today in any of the investment vehicles, as Rochelle had stated? That's liquid money. That's money that you are using, that's working for you, as she said it. Your seeds, you're growing your seeds. How much money have you actually saved? And in my instance, when I did this retirement calculator, my answer was zero, zip, nada, nothing. I had saved nothing after making hundreds of thousands of dollars. But what really was the eye opener is if I continue to do that at that pace for the next 30, 40 years until I've reached age 65, how much would I have saved? I knew I had to make changes. So that's where you're at right now in this webinar this evening, is where are you in your retirement plan? And one of the most effective strategies to obtaining your goals and dreams is rule number 1 of money: pay yourself first. Okay, pay yourself first. The second rule of money is go back to rule number 1, pay yourself first, and save money and keep it saved is in there as well. That's rule number 2, save money and keep it saved. Rule number 3 is go back to rule number 1, pay yourself first. That's self-love, ladies. That is self-love. And this is what, and I'll get into that a little bit in a minute. Actually, I'll get into it right now. Self-love and women's lack of self-love, okay, is what advertisers and marketers use as their way to hit us, to get us to spend money. And everybody knows that we are targets for marketers to spend money, shoes, clothes, the Louis Vuitton bags, right? Oh, who here has a Louis Vuitton bag? I don't know if anyone wants to raise their hand. Right? How much are Louis Vuitton bags? Look, we got Team Arizona. Team Tucson, raise their hand. They'll have a Louis Vuitton bag. Okay, there's nothing wrong with having it. It's great. But if we went through the retirement calculator and you don't have money, you're not set at your goal where you need to be, why are you letting Louis Vuitton, whoever he is, tell you that you need to carry his bag around in order to feel worthy? Or Louboutin shoes. Louboutin shoes are $1,200. They're beautiful. They're a statement piece. I have a friend, he said, oh, look at my Prada sneakers. Do you notice I'm wearing my Prada sneakers? I said, no. You can't tell? I said, no, they look like regular sneakers to me. Well, look at the line on them. That means they're Prada. I said, that doesn't mean anything to me. Does it make you feel better? Well, I wore them to impress you. I don't care. What? How did this happen? How did we become so subject to someone else telling us how much we're worth? And this is what marketers do. And the reason that Target calls itself Target. because they know we are the target and they suck us in there. And we come out, who goes into Target for a Starbucks and comes out $100 later? I do. There's stuff's in there very inexpensive. Oh, it makes me feel better, blah, blah, blah. But then you have to pay that bill at the end of that month, you're going to have to not pay your light bill or something else. So understand that we are targets of advertisers, and the advertisers they go to our very soul of, I am not worthy, I am not loved, and I need outside things to make me feel loved. That goes right along with what Rochelle was saying and all of her presentation. And that's how you overcome. You've got to be smarter than them. We've got to be smarter than the marketers and the advertisers, and know that they are responsible for stealing our goals. We're allowing it. We're enabling them, but we're succumbing to that. So we've got to stay strong. We've got to stay disciplined. We've got to make sure that our goals are rock solid. And we look at our rock solid goals every single day and remind us, I don't have any money. Rochelle's no money account. I don't have any money. I'm not spending that. I don't want it because I don't have any money for that. And those are things that are meaningless. And how you could gauge that is because once you take that item home, and a lot of times you don't even look at it anymore. And it just kind of goes by the wayside. And so that's kind of a way to gauge if you are an emotional spender, as Rochelle said earlier. But here's a statistic as well, because I like statistics, is a lot of people, they get it. This is holistic. We try to tell you, then we try to show you, that we want you to feel the pain, okay? Because that's what makes you make changes. That's what happened to me. I had to feel the pain to make changes. But according to the Social Security Board, out of 100 people at age 65, 75% of Americans are dependent on friends and relatives for charity. 23% of Americans are still working. Only 2% out of 100 at age 65 are financially independent. And everything we discussed up until this point shows that, because Americans, we are spenders, we're not savers. But we've got to change that. The rule of 72, Rochelle talked about this, 72 divided by interest rate equals years money will double. At 3%, your money is going to double every 24 years. We're at 12%, your money is going to double every 6 years. Okay. But what's more important than the interest rate you're getting is that you're putting principal in. You've got to put principal. If you don't put principal in, the interest rate doesn't matter. It's meaningless. But that's an important number to know, 72. And then the power of compound interest and saving sooner rather than later. And this is just an example of two workers, worker A and worker B. The sooner you start, the better when you're saving. Worker A put away $2,000 a year for 10 years, starting at age 25, and didn't put any more money in after that, and just let the money ride, and didn't touch that money, left that money alone, didn't touch that money. Worker B put in $2,000 a year for the rest of their working life up until age 65 and didn't touch it either. Did the great job, kept the money saved, and saved the money and keep it saved. But look what happened. At retirement, value at retirement, worker A had $545,000, put in $20,000, but the concept of time worked in his favor because he had, or she had 10 more years than worker B, even though worker B put in 62,000, more than three times as much. And his value at retirement was $352,000. So significantly less money, put in significantly more. The net earnings is about half, a little bit more than half. It's never late to start, but the sooner you start, the better. So the 4 priority steps to maximizing your retirement dollars. Remember the smart money order, ladies. Free money, which would be inheritances and employer matches on money. on your 401ks, then your tax-free money, which would be Roths and Roth plans and life insurances, then tax deferred money, which would be qualified plans, which means you're just deferring taxes. You're going to have to pay that sooner or later. So, and a lot of times we go right to the 401ks, right to the tax deferred money. We forget about the tax-free money up here. And then finally, the taxable money is maximizing your retirement dollars. So you always want to look for tax-free before tax deferred. Now, here's the basic concept of tips of what you need to do. And we've been talking about this, but here's as a synopsis. Budget your hard-earned dollars. I'll pull up a budget sheet in a minute, but budget your I can't say it enough. Rochelle said it. Donzella said it. You've got to budget your money. You've got to know where your money is going. And do it monthly, not by pay periods. The envelope system, however you do it. But you've got to do monthly calculations so you are including paying yourself first. Okay, so you're number first on the list. I'm paying myself first, 10% of my income, and then you do your monthly bills. Follow the two rules of money, which I already said before. Save money and keep it saved. Set up systematic automatic savings programs. And I'm going to tell you the best way to do that is with the life insurance. And I'm going to go over that in a second too, because that covers everything, all of the downfalls and life events, but you can do it automatically and set up your own bank that way as well and pay yourself back on your, when you have to borrow money, when you have to take money out of your short-term savings, you could automatically pay yourself back that way too. But it's got to be systematic. It's got to be something that happens regularly every month. And plan and protect for life events. That is critical. Live within your means. If you can't pay for it, don't buy it. If you can't pay for it, do not put it on your credit card. So if you have a monthly balance on your credit card, you have to stop using your credit card until you pay that balance off. Always have your credit card zero. If you had to use it for fix your card, whatever you had to do, you can't use your credit card anymore, seriously, until you can pay that credit card off. Credit card balances and credit card interest rates are enormous, and it should be illegal. It's just not right. It's just not right. 18% interest, it goes against all rules of karma to me. Don't get caught in that trap by paying the minimum. Pay your credit card. You got to stop using the card and then pay it off. We can help you get out of debt and things like that. We can help you do all kinds of financial planning to help you get and stay out of debt. And always remember your financial goals. Remember, look at the long term. Don't look at the short term. And especially now with COVID, remember, the marketers want us to, they say that we're going to feel better if we do this, or if we do that, or if we do this. And we all know that's not true. It'll work for a little while, but then we're right back in that hamster wheel going around and around. So remember your financial goals. Remember why you're doing what you're doing. So I'm going to pull up the budget sheet now. I hope I don't knock us off here. Just to show you, and we can send out the sample budget sheet. And I've been using, I know there's more sophisticated budget sheets out there, and that's really nice and everything. But this, I've been using this like forever, and it just really works really well for me because it's simple. I can run it on a copier. You can put it on your computer. Can you see the budget? Can you see the budget sheet up there, Donzella? I'm going to try to make it bigger.
I was going to say, try to make it, yeah.
Okay, so there it is. There's your family spending plan. There's your monthly income from all sources. And there's your fixed expenses I don't generally do that amount left. I just keep everything in the fixed expenses, but there's all of your things that you spend money on monthly. And here is your flexible expenses, things that change. And then here's some more, where does my money go? Where do my dollars go? And these are all things to help you think about, where does your money go? And in order for us to manage our money, we've got to know where it goes. We have to get a handle on it. A $5 Starbucks 5 days a week, 5 times 5 is 25, 25 times 4 is $100 on a cup of coffee every day. That's one of those things that, do you really need that? Like, does a Starbucks make you feel better than Dunkin' Donuts or something that you make in your house? Be aware of where your money is going. So you take the income minus the expenses, and you take one of these sheets every single month, and you start over every single month, and you keep a gauge of where you are and towards your financial goals. I did it. Did I like it? If you're going from someone that never did it before to someone who now has to do it, it's going to be painful. I'm not going to deny it. The first month is going to probably be the hardest, but it's only going to take a half an hour for you to do this. And then keep track every single day. You could even keep it on your phone. Keep track on your phone where you are spending your money. Even if it's $1 for a toll, or $1, what is even $1? Nothing's even $1 anymore. You give the homeless person on the street $1 or something. Keep track of your money. That's the biggest and probably best advice that both Rochelle and I can give you today. So with that, I'm going to say that my time is over, and I'm going to turn the call back to our wonderful host, Donzella.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Rochelle. Oh, my goodness. 1 to 2 expect to take a part-time job after they retire. My goodness. 41% are worried that they are living at or near poverty. 41% people, and she said it's probably higher than that. You want to stop sharing your screen, Barbara? 80% are very concerned about where they are financially. And then, where are you in your retirement plan? Everyone, especially younger people, think that, oh, it's so far away. Well, from a 67-year-old diva, wow, time goes by really fast. There's no time like the present to start planning for your future. With that, I thank you guys. And if you guys have any questions for Barbara and for Rochelle, just unmute and just ask them now. It's a question and answer time. Just ask them any questions you might have about anything that they've said. Now is the time. So you can unmute yourselves, or I can unmute you.
I have a question for the ladies.
Go ahead.
Can somebody unmute yourself and just give us 2 takeaways that you got from this presentation? Or you can drop it in the chat.
I'm looking at the chat now. No one got anything out of all those nuggets they dropped for you?
Well, I'll say
Okay.
before I head off to another meeting here, I loved Rochelle's no money account. That was absolutely great. And like you said, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. So just put it in there and forget about it here. And from Barbara, I just like the budget sheet here. So hopefully all of us can get copy of that, because if you know, with anything, when you track something, it becomes a routine. So I really like that worksheet here. So yeah. So thank you all, both ladies here and Donzella.
Thank you.
If it's okay to drop your email in the chat, we can definitely get a copy of the budget sheet to you. I see a question there about rereading the book, The Richest Man in Babylon and the Greatest Salesman in the World. Also the No Money Account. Those books actually changed my life. I read them when I first came into business in 1997. I just read them also along with a book, How to Prosper in Hard Times by Napoleon Hill. I just came across that book by Napoleon Hill because in the beginning of the pandemic, things were horrible for me, horrible. And through practicing these principles and the business that we came into and the help of our Lord and Savior, I have to say that things turned around quickly and dramatically for me.
Great. I don't see any more questions. I see a lot of comments saying that everything was great. Does someone have a question or comment?
Yes,
Well,
I was just.
No, go ahead.
Yes, my name is Diane. I was just going to come in on my takeaway from it. Number one, I like what you said, Rochelle, for as the first thing we should do for is giving our tithes and offerings, giving to charity first. And of course, pay yourself next. And that's something that my husband really emphasized to me. And even listening to you on today, I see the importance of it. One of the things that I really take away from what you said is if we were to take money from our savings or what have you, to make sure we pay ourselves back, because of course we tend not to. So I really, really like that. Also for Barbara, I like your 4 priorities as far as maximizing your retirement and showing us where we stand, because a lot of times we get so accustomed to paying our bills, taking care of everything, that we fail to prepare ourselves for the future properly. So I like those key points that you put out regarding maximizing our retirement money. And thank you all so much for the information that you shared with us.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you for your feedback.
Someone else?
Hi, this is Anita. And so for me, I'd have to agree with a lot of the points that Diane made. I've always, or prior to COVID, I've always been an emotional spender and shop. So the best thing about the pandemic and being in the telework environment and not having to go to work, I have saved money. I've realized that I didn't need half the things that I was buying anyway, and I could do without them. Plus, I already have things hanging in my closet with tags on them. So that was a rude awakening. My husband used to always pay himself first, as did my brother-in-law, because they were taught to do that. I've only started doing that since I've been home, and it does make a difference. Plus not going to work, not having to buy the gas and, use the metro and buy lunch most of the time because I've been cooking mostly. So it's been good and life changing. I just wish I had done it a lot sooner. Not that I haven't heard it before, but I didn't put it into practice. And so I like the spreadsheet. Also, I probably am in that category of 23% still working, which is sad to say and admit to everybody, really. But my goal is to retire sometime this year, no later than the first part of next year. I mean, I've been talking about it for 2 years and it hasn't happened yet. So I'm working on that as well. But I couldn't thank you ladies enough. I found everything to be so helpful and so just something to make me think. I've been thinking and it just really was, very awakening. So thank you both.
Anita, thank you for being so transparent And yes, there's nothing like when you start saving money and you start seeing it accumulate, that peace that comes into your heart when you have money saved up that you can get your hands on, that, everything's going to be all right. It's nothing, worse than not having that peace.
Yes.
Because you haven't consistently saved that money. And that's the opposite of it. When you spend every dime you have all the time, you don't consistently set aside that money, there is a fear that comes along with it. And just getting rid of that fear is worth the discipline.
Yes, it really is. And I haven't exercised if I use something, paying myself back. So I'm definitely anxious to try that. So I appreciate all the tips. It's just been a real wake-up call. I just wish I had started or knew a lot of these things a lot earlier.
Thank you. And that's what it's all about. I think one of the slides that the lady shared was, it's never too late to start. As long as you have breath in your body, it is never too late to start. So if anybody else have any questions or comments? If not, I will move on. Anybody else? Fantastic. Okay, I'm just going to.
Does anybody have any questions about where you should save? All right.
What do you mean where to save? If you can clarify that.
So when you're talking about an emergency account, you want to save in a bank account. So if you don't have at least 3 months worth of emergency funds, your first no money account is a bank account so that if there is an emergency, you can get to it, but it has to be not connected with your checking account. It has to be not connected with your ATM. So when you go to the ATM, you keep seeing this balance and you visually spend it with your eyes. And also the life insurance policies that you have that are cash value. Whole life grows very, very slow. Index universal life grows at about 5, 6, 10% interest. So that kind of cash value life insurance is a way to discipline and save into a no money account. My mother drew $3,500 out. She forgot about it. She had her whole life policy for 5 years, and that helped her through the coronavirus. And that wasn't all the cash that she had. And she just forgot about that policy. So those different things are ways. If you have a child and you start a whole life policy or a universal life policy for them, guess what? You're starting a no money account for them. And you pass on that no money account to a small child, you can be passing on $5,000, $6,000 that you forgot about. And you can start with as little as $20, $30, $40, $100 a month. And you started a stream of no money account for your child. So there's different ways to do it. And you don't have to have a whole lot of money to do it. $1 a day.
So,
$1 a day.
Is that something that you do?
Oh, yes, sister. I got so many different little accounts now.
and that's what I was going to ask because initially.
Yes. Indexing, ETFs. I cashed in my whole life for index universal life because it pays so much more interest and it's tax-free on money. Bank, every single, yes. Once you start and then you start seeing the interest come back on the money, you get hooked on it. And then you teach your children financial literacy, because then I share this with my son. Look at how much interest we've earned and look how the money's growing. He's like, and he starts asking questions and you pass on financial literacy to your children. So absolutely.
Do you have more information on that or, for us the no money accounts? Because initially I was thinking that you were talking about a single account, but it's good to know that you can have several no money accounts. And so I would like to have more material, more information, how you establish those.
Well, if you can drop your email in the chat, we can definitely get back in touch with you about that. So it depends on your situation. If you're starting out, if you're starting from zero, you want to have your emergency bank account and your life insurance cash value growing, and bank account. So it depends on where you are, and you know where your money is, you know where you want to start those accounts. So, but yes, we'd love to chat with you.
Anyone else? Okay, well, ladies, we have learned a lot. We have got a lot of nuggets from Barbara and Michelle this evening. Now, some of you may be asking yourself, what if I don't have enough money to sustain my daily life? So let me just share my screen. Now, if you are that person, I have a solution for you. As you know, I'm a Jafra skincare consultant, and not only do I help people take time to de-stress and relax by creating a personalized self-care skincare regimen, I also offer the opportunity for them to have the freedom and flexibility to live their best life. So the goal for this webinar tonight was to help you understand the stress that finances have on you and offer you some type of resources or information to relieve that stress. And I hope we've accomplished that. But I also want to offer you the opportunity to become an entrepreneur yourself. That is one way for you to bring additional income into your life, because now having multiple streams of income is the way to go. It's very few people that I talk to now that has one stream of income. They have a 9-to-5 job, they have something else that they're doing, and maybe some people have 3 or 4. So I would like to offer everyone the opportunity to be an entrepreneur. Now, I am a Jafra skincare consultant and specialist, and since January, we have helped over 3,100 people start their own business. The beauty industry is over an $80 million industry. And we are celebrating our 65th anniversary. 65 years we have been around. That says a lot. That speaks volumes. To pass on the wealth and the opportunity, this month we are offering $10 business tips. You can start your own business for $10. That'll be a $10 investment for you to bring added income into your life. The $10 kit ranges from $41 to $46. That's the retail value of the kit that you will receive. With that, 24/7 support. You receive your free website already set up for you. You will receive free training 24/7, up to 50% commission. So on your free website, if someone places an order from you, let's say a $400 order, in your bank account, you will have $200. That's your additional stream of income. I mean, $10, where can you go wrong? $10 to start your own business. There has never been a better time to do this. Right now, since we're in the lockdown and we're kind of coming open a little bit, but why wait? Why wait? Now is the best time. And drop your email into the chat and we can talk about it and I can give you more details about it. But a $10 investment is not too much to invest into yourself. So if anyone has any questions for me about that, I will gladly answer them. I thank you for everything. We have the Jafra Virtual University, you see. You have all your orders for your clients shipped straight to them. So it's social, social distancing. We have over 500 skincare and wellness products for your clients to choose from. Any questions, anybody? Comments?
I just want to say I swear by Jaffa skincare products. When I first purchased some makeup from Donzella, I actually just did it because she's my client. She bought an index universal life insurance policy for me. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna patronize her business. And when I first got it, I got the stuff that you put under your eyes to get the bags, the dark circles. And when I got it, my eyes started watering like crazy because it has sunblock in it. And I was like, oh, I hate it. But then I started putting it on and my skin began to look like butter. Then I got the right kind that doesn't have the sunblock in it, and my skin looks like butter. And I began to get so confident. I started taking pictures and doing videos, and my self-esteem went up. Now my son loves it. He's getting, he's 13, so his face started breaking out and on zits, and he used the sample. He was like, "Mom, my skin is clearing up." And now I got him the full packet, and his skin is constantly clearing up. He's feeling better. I can see he's happier with himself. So I just want to say that I love Jaffa. She's got me hooked. I don't even want to get that stuff out of the I was going to say the grocery store. I don't want to buy them grocery store makeup no more. So I just want to say that and encourage you guys that you're doing. You have a beautiful line of skincare products.
Can I just add something to that, please, Donzella? Because I'm a big advocate of self-care, and that includes, physical, emotional, mental, and financial. And part of the physical, I do believe in taking care of your skin, and be presenting your best physical self. And your skincare, your hair, how you physically present yourself. You really, you want to be matched. Your clothes want to be pressed and clean and well groomed, right? And what goes along with that is good skincare regimen. And I've been taking care of my skin for many, many years, since I'm 23 years old. I thank the Lord that I was introduced to, and I realized the importance of a good skincare regimen, because that, as well as eating well, of course, having your spiritual life, our creator. And those are things I believe that are money well spent. And I budget for those things every month too, for my skincare and taking care of my my skin. And of course, anything that might, there's a line always, right? Where's the line that's going to enhance your aesthetics?
Right.
Right. There's always a line. But I always used the example of, when I was emotionally upset and I couldn't spend money. Because I was on a budget and I had this emotional stuff going on. I got to spend money. So I'd go buy a lipstick, right? Because it was $5. Now lipsticks are not $5 anymore. But I ended up with, and I still have it, and I use it as a way to remind me, don't do this anymore. Like probably 100 lipsticks I have in a drawer. And I know, well, they're in a bag now. I took them out of the drawer. But I use it as a way to remind myself I don't need all those lipsticks because I'm not using them. But if I have a consultant that has the ability to help me choose 5 lipsticks that I know are going to look good on me, right? So that's another benefit to what you do. And it's important to go to someone just like Rochelle. Go to Rochelle. She knows where to invest your money and how to do it the right way. So you're not out there, here, there, and everywhere. Go to the people that you trust and that are experts in what they do. And they're going to keep you on the right path. And Donzella's not going to make you get 20 different jars of cream and 10 different color lipsticks.
Right.
So her service is valuable. And to me, in my life, I like not having wrinkles. I like my skin looking its best.
Mhm.
I like my hair looking its best. You know, maybe not perfect all the time, but I believe in those kinds of things without going overboard. I don't believe in cutting myself, you know, any kind of plastic surgeries or anything like that. But maintaining healthy lifestyle and also good quality, affordable skincare.
Very, very important. Thank you for saying that, Barbara. We
Absolutely.
only have one layer of skin on us that we're born with, and that when we leave this earth, we'll have it. And people need to understand that you have to take care of it. And the better you take care of it, the sooner it's like the finances, the sooner you start, it will pay off later on. It's the same concept, except for its skin. So I thank you for that. I thank you, Barbara. I thank you, Rochelle, for everything that you've told us tonight. I mean, it's been a wealth of information. I would love to do this again. And with that, I'm going to go to the business card so they can see your information. If anybody is interested to just try the products, drop your email into the chat, and I will, chat with you and get you some samples. I will talk with you further about becoming an entrepreneur, or if you know some, maybe it's not for you right now. If you know someone else that can take part or take advantage of this, let me know. Okay, so with that, we have Rochelle, and I think she wants to say a little bit of something to tie a bow around what she said. Or
Yeah, ladies, always remember to pay yourself back and be aware of your family finances. I talk to so many women who are married and they don't know what their husband has. Sometimes the women take care of all the finances, and the husband doesn't know, or the husband takes care of all the finances and the wife doesn't know what it is they have. And then sometimes I get with couples and they are shocked when they find out that they're not the beneficiary, or they want to hide. So just as a family, I would encourage you not to leave it up to one person, but make it two, and the two shall become one flesh. Make sure that you're aware so that if something happens to him, you can take care of the family and vice versa. So that would be my nugget. Pay yourself first, and make sure you know and you're financially literate, and that you can take care of your family.
fantastic. And Barbara, we'll go to you so you can tie a bow around your presentation.
Thank you so much, Donzella. Well, the basic concept of, the takeaway is you can have financial security and live a life you love. You can have both. It's just a matter of becoming disciplined and taking control of your finances. It's as simple as that. And for some reason, Rochelle mentioned it. Women, not all the time, but a lot of the times we leave that part of life up to our spouse or our father or somebody else in our family or some other person, because it's just so overwhelming to us. But it's really not complicated. And from what my personal experience and what I've been out there in the community, it's because we don't want to face the truth of what the numbers are and what our spending patterns are. So if and I love that. I think Diane, somebody admitted, Anita, I think admitted, this is almost, it's an addiction. It is. Spending money like that, emotional spending, it's an addiction. And she said it. I mean, I've had clothes with tags on it in the closet, all these shoes. I'll admit it too. I think I'll always have that propensity, but I know where it's coming from now and I could shut it down. I shut it down and I evaluate my purchases and what I want to spend money on. And I've done that for 30 years. But it's, you can do it if you can do it if you want to. And to me, looking forward, I didn't want to be a poor old woman. I just didn't want to be that. And I wanted to be in control of my finances. And I find that, and in my experiences too, just like husbands and wives, one's the money person, the other one's the spender. But if I can bring them together at some level and make it their marriage is happier. They have a better marriage. And if they're single people, it's a little bit easier to work with them. But married couples is so fulfilling because you get to see their lives change all around. So, if it is to be, it's up to me. You can do it. You can make the change. Anybody can do it. And let me tell you, if I can do it, anybody can do it. So, live a life you love and be financially secure. It is possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Barbara and Rochelle. This is me, Jaffa Cosmetics International. My goal for this webinar was to bring awareness. I hope we accomplished that goal. I hope we gave you something that if you are stressed out about your finances, I hope this webinar helped you with that. Please reach out to Rochelle or Barbara if you have any questions on the financial side. Please reach out to me and drop your information in. Or here, there's my information on the screen. If you are interested in getting samples from me from Jaffa, try it. I know you will love the products. We have fragrances, we have color, skin care, we have baby line, we have deodorant. My website is here. Go to the website and just browse around and contact me and let me help you some more. I thank everyone for their time and I wish everyone to be blessed and be a blessing to someone. Thank you for attending and I will see you next time. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.